What's up, everybody? You're back at San Diego Comic-Con, live on IGN. Remember, you need to be part of the show. Go to Facebook, like us, then leave your questions and comments with the hashtag IGN Live. Right now, it's time to talk about The Walking Dead. I like this show.
And a lot of people here at Comic-Con like this show.
Yeah. Of course, I mean, does the panel need an introduction? This is Eric Goldman, everybody.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Eric, Chandler, Andrew, David. Thank you all for coming.
I was at the panel yesterday, guys, and every year you guys get a great reaction, but it seems like bigger than ever. Is that when it goes? You must feel such like rock stars when you come on stage. What's it like for you?
It's incredibly overwhelming. I mean, that's the reality. It's kind of half euphoria, half fear, and half kind of just like what is out-of-body experience. I mean, you're right. It feels like this year has got even bigger, and I thought we'd hit the ceiling last year, but it's been overwhelming. The love that you get back from the fans, it's mind-blowing, and we've just been sweating and killing zombies and losing people for the last sort of 7 episodes, and to come out here, it's just like gasoline. It just fuels us for the rest of the season.
I was wondering about that, if events like Comic-Con, or maybe just an event that is Comic-Con, refuel you, because it's one of those things I think we learn with all the stuff we put out in internet content. It's much easier to get hate than it is to get love, right? There's this silent minority that will eat you alive for everything you do, and we're just talking about video games. You guys are, taking this beloved comic and turning it into...
I don't know what you mean.
Negativity on the internet. It's shocking. It's shocking.
Is this a big deal?
Validation of what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool being here. And again, I'm a big fan of IGN in the first place.
Dang right he is.
Yeah.
Sucking GameSpot.
But yeah, I've been an avid video gamer myself. But it's so cool to be here. And because I have never, this is my first time here in San Diego for the Comic-Con.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just massive, and there's so many people here.
Yes, there are.
It's insane. It's so funny because before the panel, we were taking peeks around, and you couldn't even see the back of the panel, of the panel room, the hall.
Right.
You couldn't even see the back of it, and there's 10,000 people in there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What took you so long to get here?
I was. He had a thing.
Wait a minute, like a responsible adult, I've kept him away from the madness.
It's time to let Carl grow up.
Well, no, he wrestled me to the floor. Yeah. He drives now. There's a point in which he almost drove the plane here. Are you kidding me, Dad? I'm going.
Well, let's talk season 5, because you left off. You guys were in dire straits, but it was different because Rick was showing sort of his newfound or maybe refound confidence at the end that this time, that the tables will be turned. We have a great trailer you put out yesterday.
Right.
So when we pick up, is it going to just pick up the second after where we left off?
Well, I think, in a big way, this is a new thing for us, right? We've never really done a cliffhanger before on the season ending, so this is the first time that we've done that. So we're going to pick up, there's not going to be a time jump between seasons.
Nice.
We're basically going to pick up, not the second after, but right after sort of what's happened there. So we're going to be right back in that situation and explore what happened to these guys.
The trailer also shows, it does show you guys going back on the road, but with more of a focus than maybe ever before, because before it was about finding just safety, but there is a little more of this search for the cure, for Rick, who's been just gone through hell and back. Does he dare to dream at this point of this cure being a reality?
That's a great question, because I think, it's all right question.
No,
I don't. I'm only messing with you. Because I think that they have been, for 2 years almost, they've been through hell, and they live in hell, and they've seen nothing. And the CDC was dashed. You've had all of these hopes just torn away from them. And then the prospect of potentially a cure in DC, he may not even believe it, but everybody needs this horizon. So, I think from what they've been through and what they're just about to go through, I think it's an important stepping stone. Whether or not he believes it or not, I think everybody just needs some hope.
Right.
David, the question for you, right? Obviously, Dr. Eugene Porter. He's the one, right, that we're all marching behind here to DC. In the comics, we all know how it goes in the comics. Like, for this, do you have to toy with the idea of I mean, I know you're not going to tell me if he's right or wrong, unless you want to.
I do. I really
He
want
wants
to.
to.
You want to, but you can't. So, I mean, is it one of those things where are you taking it in a different direction this time to keep people who know a little bit more than the average bear interest?
Well, I mean, I think that this is obviously a big plot point in the comics.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big plot point in the show. But what we do with every one of these major plot points is we look at them. We want it to be interesting for people who are giant fans of the comic. So knowing exactly how it's going to play out in the comic, you don't want to do that in the show. So it's going to be you're going to recognize the structure that we're going to lay in place, but it's not necessarily going to be exactly as you remember it.
Gotcha.
Chandler, Carl obviously his formative years have been pretty tough ones, and he's had his very dark moments. Where is he at mindset-wise as this season begins?
I think his arc as a character has been really interesting because in season 3 he shows that he just shoots a kid and he's like, no, it was cool, whatever. And then at the end of season 4, he realizes what he's done. So it kind of makes him the ultimate weapon for the zombie apocalypse in a way because he can do whatever he needs to do. But he's conscious of his decisions at the same time.
Look at this one, giving himself his own tagline.
That's the best. That's the new action figure.
He's putting that bio on the back.
Yeah.
You guys always deliver this show with amazing, the walker visuals, the zombies. Nicotero was talking yesterday about coming up every year with these new ideas. This year, the waterlogged ones. When you get to set and see what they've created, what is your reaction? Is it blasé at this point, or is it still wow?
No, they're astonishing. They are wizards, man. They're not just incredible artists, but they're just the gags that they're They're sort of scientists, crazy scientists that create gags out of nothing. We did a sequence last week, which I think are my favorite zombies so far, and they're kind of, I hate to say it, they're kind of beautiful what they create. But horrific.
Something's wrong with you, man.
No, we're 5 years in. These are beautiful zombies.
It's a little known fact though that Greg Nicotero graduated from Hogwarts, and I think it explains a lot as to how this works.
That does explain a lot.
All right, final question. It's for you guys. Well, how do you feel about the meme that keeps going around to you guys? It's the pun. You're outside the prison. Something. It's always, what do you think of this, Carl? And it's a bad joke. And then there's like and then it's this.
He doesn't know what, you're talking about.
Come on, show me the internet.
Yeah, I know. No, I love the memes. They're hilarious, and I love that people are making something horrible, like a traumatic thing for a character, make something hilarious. So
you got a lot to catch up on.
It shows how the pop culture has absorbed your show.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a huge compliment. That's what I think, and people own it. And that's what this event is about. It's about people sharing and owning this thing. It's beautiful.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. When is Walking Dead back?
12th?
October 12th.
October 12th.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Boom.
All right.
AMC.
Ladies and gentlemen, Walking Dead is going to go away. I might go with them and just talk to them the rest of the day because that's all I wanted. No, I'm kidding. There's so much more coming up on IGN Live from San Diego Comic-Con. Don't go anywhere. Here's something else.